Why the bottle flies are green and blue, or the test of true friendship. I'm Pero, and I tell you the story about a bear and a wild boar and what has it to do with the butterflies. A bear and a wild boar lived next to each other in the south of France. The boar showed the bear where to find the famous truffles, and in return the bear left the boar some of the honey he got from the bees. That's how they became friends. They often sat together in the evening and talked with each other before going back to their families to say good night. A butterfly, you know, the ones that always shimmer green and blue, was upset and jealous of their friendship because the fly couldn't make any friends. It flew into the ear of the bear and whispered, "Hey, you old brown bear, you know that the boar tells everyone that you are filthy because your toenails are so black." The bear chases the fly out of his ear and thinks, "That can't be true. I have always had black nails." But it bothers him for the rest of the day. Afterwards, the fly goes to the wild boar, flies into his ear and whispers, "Hey, did you know that the bear tells everyone that he thinks you are a rude fella that sticks his nose in other people's business and airs it afterwards?" That's of course exactly what the butterfly does, and that's exactly what Sigmund Freud would have called projection. However, the boar chases the fly out of his ear and thinks, "That's nonsense. I have always kept all the secrets the bear has told me." Even though the boar doesn't believe what the fly said, the statement still bugs him all night. The next time they see each other, they just look at each other through the corners of their eyes, but don't say a word to each other. They even start avoiding each other completely. The butterfly, proud of her success, continuously comes up with something new to keep up the dispute, to make sure the friendship remains strained. The two friends still don't know what's going on and fall out one day and become enemies. One day they attack each other out of pure hate and spite, and blood gushes out of their wounds. A jay loudly draws some attention to it, which lures in more animals like deer and stags to come witness it as well. The two feuders don't want to embarrass themselves in public and fall into the grass exhausted and injured. "What exactly is our problem with each other again?" asked one of the after they catch their breath. "Have you been visited by the butterfly recently?" asked the bear. "Ah yes, now that you mention it," remembers the wild boar. "We should have listened to our intuition and got and sat down and talked to each other about the problems without interference. We could have saved each other so much trouble. Can you believe that it was so easy to fool us?" "Oh well, should we return the favor?" asked the bear. "I think it's pointless to punish the fly for her malice," said the wild boar. "As soon as one is dead, the next one is on its way." "You might be right," said the bear. "And the most important thing is, we are still friends." Side note: in modern days, flies carry out their gossip online nowadays without whispering anything in anyone's ear.